Hello! Welcome to Sisters and Dad in wellies. Only none of us are in wellies today apart from me.
Very
it's
warm.
Quite hot. So yeah, because it's so warm. Oh, we haven't
got our wellies on. And we're making hay. We're making hay. I think that's the point of this video.
We should definitely practice. Yeah, so we're making hay at the minute. So today's video is all about baling it up basically.
So just in the background you can just about see the baler.
So here's the baler.
This is the baler. Hasn't been used for a few years now because we haven't managed to make small bale hay and we haven't done any straw for a few years. So it's
literally a toilet stand.
It's been put in the back of the shed, almost the back of the shed, and it hasn't been touched since the last time we used it. So
are you expecting it to work first time then, or for that reason are you going to have to...
I'm expecting it to work, but I'm going to grease it all up, clean it off. You can see it's got quite a few cobwebs, and but it's been in the dry. It was working really well the last time we used it, so I have faith in her. So all going well, it's going to go good. I'm going to go and tear the field out one more time this morning now quickly, and then I'll come back and get this on, get it running properly, and then I'll rake it up this afternoon and bale it later on. So it's quite a lot of work for a couple hundred bales or 150 bales, but they are really useful in the park. There's a lot of small animals down there, so it is quite handy.
Yeah, because this is a small baler, isn't it?
Small baler.
Small
yeah,
bales.
the bales are about, I don't know, 4 foot.
Well, I think there's actually one in there.
Well, yeah.
There it is.
So basically the bale is about that big. That's not, you know, you can adjust the size slightly on this gadget here, but we make them so they're not too big and heavy. It's handy for the girls to handle around the park and everything. So this small bale hay is what we're going to try and attempt. She should hopefully be in good working order. I've got a bit of work to do on it just to check everything is running properly, put it a go, and away we go.
Nice. So you've got the baler on?
Yeah, I've got the baler on. Put it a go, I've greased it, oiled it, done everything I can see to do on it. As you can see by looking up the baler, the rammer is going back and forth inside. It's time to bring in the hay into the rammer, and the pickup wheel is picking the grass up off the floor, the hay. Hay is basically dry grass. It has to be very, very dry, otherwise it will heat. So hopefully, this is only at ticking over speed at the moment. This will be running much, much faster this when we actually bale in. But as you can see, it's all working slowly. The rammer pushes the hay into the knotters, and the knotters puts the strings on the bale, and then the bale comes off the back, which we'll see later. Oiled and greased, and that's the knotters there, and that's what actually takes the knot on the string. The string's down there, we can't go too close because it's all running, but the string goes to that one, the string goes to that one, and they tie a knot. See a knot there.
So it's better at tying knots than me and Poppy?
Oh, 100%, yeah, and a lot faster.
Are you putting it in there?
Well, I think in the end we've got to basically say that wherever we...
So he's off to take it off now. Now he's greased it up and everything, it's ready to go. And he's going to put the small little rake on so he can go and rake the field.
So this is a single rotor rake. As you can see, it has one rotor, as another rake has two. So we use this for doing hay and things because we can make a smaller row basically. That baler, if we had a massive row in front of it, it'd be too much for it. So the bigger the rake, the bigger the machines generally. So this is also really good if you've got straw and you need to push it over if you had rain on it.
Oh. So it's just a night. This used to be the rake you used all the time.
Rake.
It's...
Yeah, we used to Mum used to rake with this and go up one side and back down the other, so she was more or less doing the same size rows we've got now, but she'd have to do it twice. But that's, you know, before we bought the big one.
I've used this rake before.
I doubt it.
I have. I've
She
got
has,
photo
I
evidence.
remember.
And you may have done once.
Yeah, once.
Did you ever think of getting rid of this rake and now you're glad you kept it, or did you always know you would
No,
need
I
it?
never thought it was. I always thought it was better to keep it. Because it also could act as a spare if we really needed it. But it is handy.
Yeah.
Mum would be in a right tiz if she had to go back to this one now.
Because if you had sold it, what would you use to rake?
Well, exactly. That's why I didn't sell it. Silly question.
And it's on.
Grease gun, please.
So just like all the other machines, this will have to be greased ready as well. So that's what we're doing next. Quicker!
Run! Run!
Josie was ill
I think my
yesterday,
walk is
so-
faster than a run.
Okay, that's that one done.
Josie's just said she knows how to put the jack up, so she's now being tested. I would say it's going quite well so far. Oh, we have hit. Oh,
I've done it, right?
Well done.
well done, Josie.
Shocked me.
Dad reckons I can do it.
No, you're a bit lucky, I reckon.
Get in there! Or a bit clever. Off I go to milk. Now I've had my moment of glory.
See you later. Yeah, so Josie's off now to milk with Amanda.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's milking time. Even though we have to bail, we also have to milk.
Milking the cows is very important. It's the cows are the reason that we do all of this, so we can't just forget about them.
Very true.
Off
Are
I
you
go.
sad to be missing out on the baling, or are you
No.
happy? You're quite happy milking.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I do enjoy like a variation of jobs, but especially today because I wasn't very well yesterday, so I don't think I could go around chasing bales.
No, fair enough. We'll see you later then.
Have fun, everyone.
So we've made it to the field. So this is what the hay looks like. So it's been raked, and this is what it looks like before it's been baled. So if anyone's ever seen grass silage in a field, it's always green. But as you can see, this is a much more brown colour, basically brown. And that's the difference then between hay and grass. Is extremely dry. And that's why then it can be made into small bales. So now to travel across the road, the baler had to be straight behind the tractor. But I think you might have just seen there, he's just pushed it to the side. So now he's just prepping it up, ready to start. He's counting at the minute, so he can't actually talk. 20.
It's as high as I can count.
So the saying, make hay while the sun shines. That's exactly what it's doing here today. The sun is beating down on us, which is perfect for making hay, but it is really hot work. The bale counter, apparently we've already made one. So every time a bale goes through there, is it?
So when she clicks the bale and she does this. Two now, is it?
No.
We didn't put it hard
didn't put it on. Oh dear, I think it's broken.
What's it on now?
One. Oh, there we go. Now it's on two.
Should be
It's
fine.
on two.
You're on 2?
Yeah.
Right, so there's 2 on there before we start.
We'll have to remember now that we've got one extra one. Well, there is one in there technically. So that will count the bales for us, which is handy. Then we just know how many we've made.
So basically, it's going to use this string first, okay? And then when it finishes this string, it'll tie and use this string. So what you do is get the end of that string, put onto the middle of this string. So when she finishes, she'll go,
Starts that one.
she'll do a baler twine knot, which is over and then the opposite way. It's basically a figure 8, and that's called baler twine knot.
So that's solid now. It can't possibly come
That is
undone.
a proper knot. That's how you do a baler twine knot. Okay. So now you very carefully. She's back in here. You make a mess of it. You can tangle. Or as your mother likes to say, caffle, which is an old South Pembrokeshire out in the sticks name, caffle.
How do you feel about the fact Dad just called you
How
old?
do you feel about wearing that suit?
I never even noticed that bit. He's catching up with me, so he's old as well then.
So Mum's
Call
got a
himself-
really pretty hat on. It is really
Are
pretty.
you in disguise?
She's being very sensible. You should have a hat on as well. I've got a hat on.
Yeah, I should take care of myself over in the sun, really.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's very important. Keep your head nice and safe. Keep hydrated.
So that's dropped down now. She'll float on the ground with that wheel. And now it's hopefully it's going to work. There we go.
So this first bale is obviously going to be the one that's been in there for quite a while. And then every bale that follows will be a new bale from this field then. The first time round is always when Dad's going to be the most on it with making sure he's happy with how the machine's working. So making sure it's picking it up enough off the floor. So that's our first one out. Okay, so he has stopped. So we'll find out now.
It's on there now.
So far we failed 10. So now he's just checking that he's happy with the bales, because as he said much earlier, you can change the size. Happy?
Yeah, I'm slacking them off a little bit. They're quite tight and quite heavy.
Right, so he's decided they're a little bit heavier than they need to be. I'm gonna pick one up to see. Ugh. Like obviously my strong arms are fine. So that's just gonna mean they're not being tied so tight, is it?
Yeah. But that's hay in the man.
So there won't be as much hay in one bale, so basically they just won't be as heavy, so they won't be as compact.
They're too slack, they'd be bendy and a break.
Yeah, because they'll be handled quite a lot, picking them up by the string. You don't want them too slack either, because then they do just fall apart and they're really hard to work with.
Try that now. There's quite a big row on the outside. It's bigger than the other row, so once I get to the middle of it, it'll be a bit lighter, hopefully. Okay.
Back to it. So Mum's got quite an important job in all of this, because it's quite a small field. You sometimes, if you ever see balers, there might be a figure of 8 machine behind it, and that would put the bales into little stacks. But because the field is only this big, that's the only field we're doing. When Dad later now starts to row up these rows, the bales might get in the way. I'm just filming Mum, but I'm doing all the talking. So what's your job gonna be, Mum?
Move the bales out of the way.
So he doesn't run them over?
Yeah.
So some would say that's the hardest job of them all.
Depends how heavy they are and how many there are.
Yeah, how many are in his way and stuff.
Yeah. At the moment we feel as if we're a bit kind of doing not a lot.
Yeah.
But we should make the most of it because
Yeah, in a minute you'll be out in the sun and you'll
and to be
regret
fair,
saying
there's
that.
quite a few balers coming out of there. We've got to put them on the trailer in a minute.
I know. Unfortunately the bales aren't going to live here for the winter, so... when we were children, we used to practice doing hurdles over the road, so we'd like run, jump, and then do our 3 steps and jump over them like hurdles. That's like a major childhood memory. I used to love doing that with silage as well then. So as you can see, the tractor is to the side of the row and the baler is just next to the tractor. So obviously the tractor then doesn't have to drive on the hay, which is ideal because it keeps it nice and fluffed up, ready for the baler to come and feed it in. I personally absolutely love the sound of the baler. When I was younger, we used to do a lot more of it. Like Dad said earlier, we used to make our own straw and we'd have more hay fields and stuff like that. So we used to do quite a lot of baling. And yeah, there's just something about the noise of it and just baling in general that I really like. Moving them isn't quite as fun, but I quite enjoy that in some ways as well. So just to show you then, as we've been talking about it, these are the strings then that are used to hold the bales together. So the knots you can see here, the machine ties that itself. So there's no way that's really going to come loose. You'd have to cut it with a knife. And that is literally going right round the whole bale to keep it together. And then you'll be able to see better when the bale's open, but it actually goes into leats. So like there's a section there and it's all split up. So when you come to feed the hay, you can pull off it little sections like that and just feed however much you need then. You can kind of tell from the side, you can see there's little lines where each leat is. So he's got off again, so I'm trying to run over to see what the dealio is. Running. What's happening now?
No, it's a very big row on the outside and here. but now the road's a bit smaller, so it'll be a bit better. The baler can only just manage, you know, to take either go very slow and because if you're not careful, they come in too quick. You can break a shear bolt or break something on the baler. So that was a big row for it. But from now on, because I raked it singly, the outside row was raked doubly. I had to rake it out from the hedge and back in.
Okay.
So the outside row was big, and this bit here was really thick. From now on, it's a lot nicer to bale, so it should be a lot less bales. Do you want to guess how many bales is in there?
Oh. Right, we've gone round the outside one and up there. Do you know, Mum?
No.
Mum, you can't count them.
What?
Mum was counting them. That's
Yes,
cheating.
go on, how many then?
Right, there was 10 when we got to there.
Just guess then. Only been round once and then bit there.
How many, Mum?
I'm going to go, I like said 50, but I think I'm going to go for more. I stick to 50, but I think there's more than that.
Right, Mum said 50.
Get on with it, you don't count, yeah?
But I'm going to go for 90.
6.
Oh no. I was quite embarrassingly wrong. Well done, Mum. Only 6 out. You can tell who's been here longer, as in the world. So that just goes to show it's not just a case of jumping on and bailing away. Like, he does have to be quite careful, watch what he's doing all the time. As you can see on the tractor, Dad is constantly looking behind him. Just to make sure everything's running smoothly, and like you said, he can adjust his speed and things like that depending on the roads and how easily it's going through and everything like that. Mum's just waiting for her time to shine, and I do think it's going to come soon. You can see in the distance Mum is busy moving bales, bless her. I will go and help her now, just so everyone knows, like, I'm not trying to be really evil to my mother and not help her. That would be very mean of me. So a bit later in the video you'll see the JCB picking the bales up to put them on the trailer. But we have a special grab that basically picks up 8 at a time. So we're trying to a degree to stack them in 8s. By putting them like that, it will make the job a lot easier later when it comes to picking them up to go onto the trailer then. So me and Mum will probably do that slowly now while he's baling them up. So that's the baling done. Now we're just gonna work as more of a team to get them into the 8s. So this is what I'm gonna nickname the lost bale. We'll see how long that one stays in there for. So this is quite a heavy bale, plus teamwork makes dream work. So there's only them left to put in an 8, and they seem quite depressingly far away. So they just go in 2 4s. It's quite important we get them like nicely tight together so that when the JCB comes to pick them up, they are nice and tight and it can grab them all. Little piles. So now we just gotta stack the trailer.
Guess how many's here now then?
Oh gosh. So we're now guessing how many. Do you already know?
I know.
Oh, I know.
Cheating.
Between 180 and 200.
No, you have to say a number.
190.
Fair enough. Oh, I got it so wrong the first time. I'll go, I don't know, 178.
183.
Yes!
I think. So I think
Wait, what did you get?
180.
No.
Oh, I thought I'd won.
Yeah, you are right. I'm sure it's 186 on the clock.
Oh, you're going to take 2 off.
Started on 2 and I had 1 loose bail, so it's
yeah.
183. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say? 173. You said 180.
But I might have already knocked
No,
the
you
one
said
off.
190.
No,
It could have been 187 less 3, so it could be 184. I'm not sure.
I said 190 in the end, yeah. I said 180.
So if it's 184, you said 100.
You've won, anyway.
No, because
You
who's
were
won?
200, isn't that what you say?
No, she said 190 and I said
180 and then I said 190.
I still further Bobby, because you said what?
no. I said 173.
Oh, wait.
No, you
Got
said
it.
178, didn't it?
78. You said
Oh, I can't remember.
initially.
Just take it.
It's
I'm gonna
78.
take
Well,
it.
you see it on there. God, used to do on the hay when we were younger was fight.
Ah! No!
As you can see, I always win.
I was not expecting that.
I'm broken, yeah.
Right, just a disclaimer. No wives were hurt in the process of this video. Or, Mum, were you hurt then?
Bit, yeah.
Attack me.
No, I was not.
You were.
We can't afford to hurt him.
Because
and,
you
like,
were behind.
You can't give it and not expect to take it.
Well, I am expecting it. Don't you think?
moment of truth.
Was that 88, isn't it?
186 in the middle of 6 and 7.
Ah, so probably 86 that is.
So take away 2.
83.
84.
3 off that, because there's 1 loose one I rebailed.
And there's 2 already on the counter.
So take 3 off is 183. And you were 178, wasn't it?
So you're getting closer all the time.
Yeah.
So you're 5 out and you're 7 out. You said 190.
I reckon we're both winners.
That's good.
Dad's the real loser because he didn't even guess.
He cheated, he looked.
I knew exactly what he
Well,
was.
he got it wrong and he looked at the counter.
So how old is the Baler?
It's older than your mother, which is pretty old to be fair.
Why is it getting another age today?
Oh yeah, I thought I said it now.
Well, it's been mentioned quite a few times.
Not about age, yeah?
Well,
You
it's
said
quite
something at the
possible.
start about being
old.
something old and then
Well, Poppy
referred to
said how
Mum.
long I've been on this earth. I know.
Don't blame me for that. I think the big, what I gotta say this as we're here, this knotting mechanism here, it's one of the most clever inventions, considering this would have been in the early 1900s, that's ever been invented in my opinion. It's just, you see the knot and you see the speed it does it.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
These needles here go up, bring the string into that knotter and come back out before that rammer comes back in, and that's going every 1 second. So that's pretty magnificent engineering, and it ties the knot and releases it all in that time. You see the speed of bales being bailed at, and that, you know,
Timing
talking
is
over 100
everything.
years ago, and that has hardly changed on the new balers of today. The big square balers, all of them have the same mechanism pretty much, and so you know, it just shows how clever people were years ago.
What's you, Mum?
Pardon? Are you saying I invented it now in 1900 or whatever it was?
Well done.
Yeah, very clever.
I knew I married you for a reason.
You'd think there was a 20-year age gap. It's only 2 years.
3
No, this
It's
is
not
only
3.
At the moment.
at the moment, but there will be 3 on her birthday.
For 2
Yeah,
months.
for 2 months.
2
He'll
and a
be.
half months. Well, 2 months and 10 days, so maybe spot on.
Someone's obviously thought about
He has every year.
The hand.
that. So, if anyone can believe your eyes, this bale's coming out now.
Hey.
Hang on.
Oh, and it's out.
Lovely babe.
Made it to the field.
Oh, I got them there.
Poppy, as you can see, is rearing to go. Our mum is just catching up with our sister. Tut, tut, tut. And then our dad is driving Jensen and the machine, and I'm on the tractor moving it around the field. So, my dad will plonk them on there. Jensen will just plonk them on there and they're 8. And then Poppy and my mum will stack them properly on the trailer. The reason they restack them and they don't just plonk them and then leave them there is because we don't want them to topple over on the road. So by stacking them, you're stacking them really tight. They will of course be strapped down as well, but you are literally just preventing them from toppling over. And there is a technique to it.
You put it in a certain pattern.
You put it in a certain pattern. So the bottom layer is different to all the other layers. You put a long one down the middle and then 2 side ones. So while they do that, this is the crafty little oh gosh, what is it called? Appliance? This is the, oh hang on. So this is the piece of equipment that our dad is going to use to bring the 8 bales onto the trailer. So if we didn't have this, we'd have to throw each bale up individually onto the trailer, which we have done in the past, but as you can imagine, it just takes a lot longer. So he lines up straight with it. Here's your 8 bales. So he comes in, as you can see he's got a side there. He kind of pushes them all together in the machine, then all the spikes dig in. And those spikes then picks the bales up in the combination they were on the floor, and then he can drop them onto the trailer. And then of course it's just reverse. So when he gets to the trailer, the spikes come up and the drip bales drop, and then he'll go and do the next ones. So it's a really, really handy little machine. Gosh, you've had that years, haven't you, since I remember. So as the layers build, they'll obviously just go up a new layer then when they've filled a layer. So what were you going to say, Pops?
I was going to say that grab is probably older than Mum, so hackety hack that's old.
Wow. Did that offend you?
I've gone past being offended. Oh no! Better eat my drink.
So you do a new format now, you're onto a new layer. So each layer has a different format, doesn't it?
Yeah, so they
Tie the bales together. Do you like doing this job? I suppose it's nice, it feels proper summery, doesn't it?
Yeah, if I was missing it, I'd be a little bit sad.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you, Mum? What's 4 times 4?
16.
16, so there's 16 spikes, so I'm assuming then that's 2 into each bale. Yeah, so 2 spikes go into each bale. What great maths we all just had. Sorry, Mum. Just like that. So what would happen if you didn't stack it very well on the way home?
Yeah.
So you're quicker than Dad. You've stacked before he's got you a new one. But I suppose actually that's me that's failed there, because I should really be driving 10.
Yeah. This is just absolutely dimensional.
I'm here for the lulz. I'm here for a good time. It's my time to shine. So I don't really drive tractors. This is quite a big moment. I have to go slow because I've obviously got those 2 stacking on the back. Oh no. Right, why don't I just move? Bear with. Oh God. Why am I not moving? Am I just... Yeah? 2-1. Yeah. Should I go into 1, do you think? It's not going well. Okay, we're off. I don't want to go too fast because I've got those two on the back, but I am literally moving like a snail. So it was a bit of a rocky start, but we are getting there now. So my dad's still, I'm just going to move up to these bales up here. Sorry! How was that experience for you all?
Yeah, well driven, Joe. Very smooth.
That was the first time I felt quite stressed in this whole
Mum said it was
mission.
really smooth and well driven.
She's nicer than I am. Well done, team! So now we just got to take these off, and that's the small bales done for this year.
Yeah, I think it went really well, to be fair. It's a good little machine, so comes in handy when it's needed.
Definitely. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.